right, sounds like we're recording now. Well, welcome to the Meet Your Candidates night. We selected earlier at random who would speak in what order. We're going to begin with a 5-minute period for each candidate, so they'll each get 5 minutes to introduce themselves and talk about whatever issue they feel like they want to talk about. Anyone who chooses to mention another candidate in their 5-minute speech, that person who was mentioned will have a minute and a half at the end of the 5 minutes to respond to whatever's been said. For questions, we'll do a minute and a half per candidate per question. So from our left to right, we have Eric Jenson, Wayne Jackson, Jeff Mitchell, Ian Adams, and Don Thomson sitting in for Deb Oeppinger. So let's go ahead and start with Eric.
Right, as mentioned, my name is Eric Jenson. I've lived in Fillmore for about 20 years. A little bit about me, I have 4 sons. They have 3 of them have migrated out of town and started their lives outside of Fillmore. Been very active in Boy Scouts. Still have a few positions left on that I'm taking care of. One of them is the District Eagle Board. I am employed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. I am a farm loan manager. My responsibilities there are loans and loan servicing in Millard and Beaver counties. My career has taken me through economic development with the Farm Service Agency and rural development and Farmers Home Administration. I've lived in a lot of rural towns in Utah. One of their big things in every town I've been in is economic development. That is a prime part of every rural town, I think, in Utah is competing for that rural development magic dollar out there. I've really enjoyed being in the city council. I've learned so much about this city. It's amazing. I've been amazed by a couple of things. One of them is how expensive things are to do anything and the time it takes to move on stuff. Construction is a very expensive proposition. I guess my brain doesn't quite move in those big dollars, but that is part of what we do, is try to improve our city and make things better for the whole citizenship. I've really enjoyed being involved with working with the water department, planning and zoning, historic preservation, the airport, several of my other things I've done. We're working on a few projects now that hopefully down the road you'll be seeing some results on. As far as other things, I think that's probably about all I want to say right now. So, thank you.
My name's Wayne Jackson. I always put the N in front of Wayne for my grandfather, which is Nolan Jackson from Flowell. That's where I was raised when I was younger. I moved back to Fillmore in '90. I was a serviceman, and I'm retired now. I brought an air conditioning company here. We helped get all the furnaces and air conditioners hooked up during the time that we brought the gas into town. That was a great effort. I wasn't going to go back, and neither was my kids, but my wife thought about it a couple of times. But we have 5 boys, and they love Fillmore. One of them is able to come back, found a job here. Others have not been able to come back because of the rate of pay and the jobs that are here. We hope to have that change in the future. We really do. My favorite hobby, like I say, I'm retired. My favorite hobby is veterans, and I have now got a state job once a week with the Utah Department of Veterans and Military Affairs, which I really enjoy. I find veterans that need help, and that's what I do, is get them the help. And it's great. It's a great job. I appreciate the mayor assigning me the military liaison of Fillmore City. I've really enjoyed that. I also am the military liaison for the county, and it's a great deal. We have some issues coming up with our military. You probably heard that our National Guard is thinking about moving. Some of that's true. So we're going to be working on them issues in the future. Some of the projects I've got started that I want to see through. One is the cemetery project. I want to see that through. We've done some great forward movement on our landfill and our search team is one of the best there is in the state. We are prepared. We now have a home for them, and I'd like to follow them groups through. I think it's great. I love Fillmore, and I'll always be here until you plant me. So that's about all I have to say. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey D. Mitchell. I grew up in this town, as did my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. I have roots that run deep in this town. My family's always farmed and run businesses here. So I guess you could say that I've followed in their footsteps. I own a welding business in Fillmore. I own a farming operation below town. I am the Chalk Creek Irrigation Company president. I'm the district quartermaster for the Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout. I spent 9 years in the Utah National Guard. I have a wonderful wife, Lindsay, of 18 years. Yeah. I've got 2 great kids. Kyle is 10 years old and Kaylee that's 4 years old. We've got a lot of hobbies like horses, four-wheelers, snowmobiles, boating, camping. Most weekends you'll find us doing one of these. Spend all winter coaching wrestling. During the week you'll find me welding or farming. I'm always dirty, so just be warned, if you see me, I'm probably always going to be dirty. That's just a requirement of my life. Most nights you'll either see me running or biking. This is who I am. Now you may ask why I want to be in the city council. And there's several reasons. One of the reasons we kind of got into it was one day I dropping my little girl off at Misty's daycare. Misty had tears in her eyes, and I said, "What's up?" She says, "Well, the city isn't going to business license me until we drop 8 kids away from our 16-kid daycare." Now, I don't know exactly what happened there, but you had a meeting with the mayor, and he told you not to even try to change those rules, right? I mean, that's what was going to happen. You just were going to have to cut down to 8 kids. Well, that left a whole bunch of parents and people really unhappy, wondering where they were going to go for daycare, because Misty runs the only state licensed daycare in the county. One of the only ones in town we got. And it just felt like it wasn't right. So we pushed her to go through planning and zoning and try to change it. And it took 6 months for planning and zoning to change it, right? For them to go to the city council. And then the city council had a big public meeting about it, and everybody spoke, and anyway, it finally went to vote. And I don't know, one of our councilmen voted no against Misty's business staying at 16, being able to, stay where it was. One of them wouldn't vote till he saw the rest of them vote. One of them voted yes. And I don't know, it just felt like maybe it was time to get involved in city council. I think we need to say yes on things like that. I just don't think that kind of thing should have even been happening. I think it should have been sat down and said, how can we fix this problem? Before any of that even happened, how can we fix this problem? How can we make this better? That's one of the reasons that we put in for city council. I just don't think it ever should have had to go that far. Another reason, I've been to several city council meetings lately, and they've been discussing the splash pad and everything that goes with it. All that money's leaving town. All that money is leaving town. We have got some awesome cement guys. We've got some awesome cement guys in this town that could have done that job. But they decided not to do that. I was asked by one of the contractors that was asked if we wanted to do the fence, if I wanted to help do the fence. And I put a bunch of bids together and everything else, and as I got back to that contractor, he said, no, don't worry about it. The city council decided they were going to go up north and get more fence. They were going to bring it in, and it was thousands of dollars. You know, we have got to leave our money in town with our local businesses. I just believe that. Everything we can do. So those are just a couple of reasons that I got involved. So anyway, thank you for your time and thank you for being here.
First off, I want to admit I'm kind of a podium guy. I kind of need something to grab onto. I joke around with a lot of my friends. I can go back 6 generations in Scipio. And I joke around with the Monroes and the Memmets over there that I can go back 6 generations. The only difference is I was smart enough to get out. So, anyway, now that I've made my joke on Scipio tonight, my name is Ian Adams, and I'm asking for your help, support, and most important, your vote on November 3rd, 2015. I was raised in Fillmore, and I've loved growing up here. I have been married to Lanny Bagley of Monroe since 2003. 12 years, we've got 4 little boys. They range in ages from 1 to 10 years